Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Pete. You're watching Pete J. Cooper the Model Builder. We're going on with that 141R from SNCF France. Box 18 is what we have at the moment, and these are the stages 96 to 72, and we're going to do a lot more of that fiddly stuff, but not as fiddly as last time if I looked at it properly. Right in front of you, you see box number 18 here, and this is what we have in that magazine. Massive chassis. Number 18, number 96. Some more hydraulic lines or steam lines or whatever they are. We're going to put that into the front of it, but we have to taking that little gold thing out, so then we can put it back in when everything is in there, as you can see right there. And then we're putting a second one in, which goes from that side all the way to up there, which we put a little rubber grommet at the end, and that is what we should have. Then this is something we've done on the other side already. We've got a long line with all these little things to put on. And we're going to leave the tabs of on, and we're going to cut them off later. That is a little bit easier way to put them on. And we've got two of those lines, the shorter one and the longer one. The shorter one is what we start with. We put that between the cabin and the first big bump. I don't know what comes out of that or what goes on there. I'm not such a train geek that I know what's going on there in that. Then we're going to put one of those sides on again, these side flaps. I'm just going to put that little shield in, and in the next one we're going to put it on and put, there we go. And in the next one, as you see, we're going to put that tray here on the side here so they can walk, or gully, or whatever you want to name it. Gully is on a boat, but there's a little walking plank there that we put on first with AM screw. Then we're going to put the supports on that are on the top on, and then we're going to carefully put it on. Take that little thing out, put an AM screw, put it back in, and then making sure that these tabs are on. And that's it for today. And these are the workers, mechanics and chauffeur, as they're called, with their lovely baskets with stuff in it. So let's get into this. I need to get the train and put the stuff down, but that is what we're starting with. So let's get that out first, and then let's put everything on. We're getting the smaller one first. That's that one. And we're going to put two little things on it, which is that little green thing we put on one end, and halfway through that we put that little thing on. So we're going to put these two on. That is halfway, and that's the end. So let's see on what end we put that. We put it on the long straight edge right here, and we might want to put this through first, because this is a really hard one. There's an opening on one side, but it's really hard to push in. And that's a little bit easier. Then we put that one on, and we should have that, which we are now going to put onto the train, onto the locomotive. We put this little plastic tubing, there you go, as you can see right there. So as you can see, this is what we've done last time. We're going to be working in this area, so it's really nice that I have this camera here. I can see a lot better. So we're going to take that first one out, which is that one, and we're going to be putting that on. But you have to take that golden one off, isn't it? Let's see if I can put it. Where is it supposed to go? Yeah. Let's see if I can put it on without taking it off. So we take that one off. Right there's a hole. So where is it going into? Nowhere. It's going to be leaning somewhere here. think it didn't get it loose for nothing, so it must go through that, and it will come out here somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll get a place for it somewhere somehow, because it's not shown where that is going. So as you can see, it fits from that side all the way, goes through that kink here. That's why we took that one off into the top right there. From right there, through there, up there, into that point there. Then that second one, we need to get from that point down there to that point. I think that one. But it does come through behind everything here. It needs to come up here from behind there. But how do I get there? You need to push it behind that one, and then push the other ones through that little thing and behind that little thing, and then it should work. So it's actually going into that hole, behind that one, all the way behind there, with it's connecting right there. And I think that is the first stage done. First one is going from that point all the way down behind that little thing to that point. The second one is going from that point all the way down here, behind that, all the way behind that, coming up right there and going into that thing. These little things are going to be partially on that, and then we're going to put it onto that. So that is what we just put together. I put this one on the wrong side, so I turned it around and put a little bit of super glue in there. It's going to turn white. I'm talking about this one here. Okay, we're taking the smaller one of the two, and we're going to be working it from here to here. But we are going to put a few things on that. One of those. Make sure it's pushed fully on. And then 70D. Let me have a quick look what 70D looks like. We are going to put it from what point to what point. So we need to put it on like so, so that it's on like so, as you can see right there. Then we're going to get that whole thing closer, be putting it from here to here. So we're going to put it from a point, oh, there's a point here, all the way to that point with a connection point there as well. All right, from that point there, all the way to the point right there. And now we're going to make that big one. We're going from all the way here to the front, I think. The black ones are in the front, and the green ones are in the back, because there's a color difference here. This part is black and that part is green, so you know that these go there. So on these labels there are numbers. Have a look at them. These labels, there are numbers on those. There are numbers. Have a look at them. They help you, and the guide helps you with those numbers as well. All right, we're going from this side. I'm doing the other way around, but it may work, and we'll find that out when we're all the way through. Okay, one of these is not staying in, so I'm using the old super glue trick again. Yeah, it's staying in, it's whitening out a bit, but something is going to be in front of that anyway. So we're going to push it back a bit, because that is this stage done. I've got a bit of glue so we can glue that in, because that's the emblem, as you can see right there. Maybe it stays in. So this is stage 71. The only thing we're just going to do is push that emblem in, and no glue is needed. That's what we have. Then we're going straight to the next one. Metal, as you can hear, going somewhat like that. All right, we're going to leave those to the side, and we've got these which are called 72A, and I'm going to push them on. Well, that's going to come on straight away, so we need some glue on that. My glue tray right here, my applicator. That one has a notch out, so we need that for the middle one. It's in good, but I'm going to put some glue on. All right, we've got those on, as you can see right there. These are the same, and this one has a little notch because of that emblem that is on that other side. And now we're going to put those AMs in. Let me clean out my glue applicator first before the glue dries out between the two legs. As you can say, a very thin, you can call it a needle, but the thread is open on the top, so you can glue seeps in there, and that's how you can get it into the proper position. I use a little bit of pliers to put them together, and then we're going to put those AMs on. And as we're going into metal, we always get a little bit of oil close, and we put that on the tip, and then we can screw it in, as you can see right there from underneath. We need to have a look at these because we're going to put them on, but the thing is, which one goes where? There we go, that's on. This is number D, that goes in this one. Alright, those are on. We're going to put it on. I'm going to put a little light here for you and for myself. That little notch is where that one's going, and then these 2 points are going right there, so those two are going right there, and that point is going on that point there. So I'm starting at the front. Alright, have a look at that. Right in there. That green thingy that we put on that was loose is now connected to the plank here. And it's hard to push in, and we've got it all together. It's neatly in there. We can put AMs in there and in there. So we're putting the other cloth on this on the other side, so we can screw the screws in. I'm putting everything back to where it was, so if I'm asking where I left my tweezers, you can tell me that they're right where they're supposed to be. Now, done that, we're going to go to the front. We're going to put those two in, then we've got one more screw to put in right there. But we need to remove that. So let's see if I can do that with my pliers. Yes, we can. They made that easy for us. Then we get another AM out, and we're going to put it in right there. Tip in a bit of oil. Okay, that's in. Then we can put this one back, as you can see right there now. Right, so that's back, and that's it for this stage, and I think that's it for the whole thing. The only thing we need to do now is to make sure, where I'm taking you, that these are connected. Now, as you can see, we've done that one. We've put that one with the supports that I've just glued in. So we're gonna, this one can come off. It needs to be because that's where we have the steamer. We put that one on with that one. We put these supports in, those little things in, and we put these supports in, these, and all the way there, and we made that one. So we're going to put that to the side because that's it for this stage and this box. I'm really happy with how that went. It's not too bad. I'm on 35 plus a little few, maybe an hour in total, and it looks a pretty nice train like that. But I do think this is more a static train than the other one that I'm having, because there you have wheels that can actually turn, and that's a really nice one. But I don't mind this being a static one. Most of my models are static anyway, so I never come back to it and turn electric stuff unless there's somebody to show it for. But thank you very much for joining me again. Please like, subscribe, and pass it on, and join me next time when I do some more on this one. There is an extra pack that I have as well that I'm doing after this, so hope to see you there. Bye bye.